So what was the biggest risk that you've taken in your life, and did it pay off?
I took a big risk probably about 3 years ago now. You know, in life, you feel like you've always wanted to do something, and then the opportunity comes and you're umming and ahhing about it. And for me, it was moving out of permanent work into contracting, because you're kind of working for yourself and you're worried about what, when you're going to get your next job and who you're going to be working for, and is it going to even work out for you. And I did have a chat with a friend once, and they just said to me, you're at a time in your life where you don't really know if this opportunity will come again, and really you should just go see what happens. It could be the best thing that you've ever done, basically. I just thought, you know what, this opportunity came up for actually a 12-month contract, which really is rare. And I just thought, I'm gonna go for it. And it was for this company that had a reputation of people kind of going in and out a lot. So it was probably a bit risky to go and actually do it, but I went, I did the interview, and I remember thinking, oh, I don't even know if that interview was any good. But probably a couple of days later, I got a phone call and they said, oh, we'll have you. And I just thought, what? Okay. And for me, I haven't looked back, because it was something new, it was something fresh. It keeps my work fresh, the flexibility for me. I haven't looked back, and I'm really pleased with doing it. And I can't see myself going back into permanent work anytime soon. And between contracts, the opportunities come, thankfully, and I give thanks to God for that.
To other people that are in the same position, but maybe they just don't want to take that step, what advice would you give to them?
I think life is too short to keep holding back from doing and trying something that you really want to do. If you try, you may succeed. You may fail, but if you don't try, you failed already.
Biggest risk that I've taken was quitting my job. I went travelling, came back and went self-employed. And the day that I came back, everybody that I worked with had been made redundant, so it worked out really well. I've been self-employed now for 8 years, doing beauty, makeup.
Where did you travel to?
I've been a few times, but the time that I'm talking about, I went to Africa. Did 7 countries across.
And to the people that are watching this today, what advice would you give them that if they think, if they take that risk and it doesn't work out, or they don't have the financial means to do it, is there something that you can say to them?
Yeah, somebody actually asked me this the other day, and I just said, just take the jump, because the worst thing that can happen is you just be in the same situation. There's nothing really worse that can happen. You always land on your feet. You're never really without money. I just always think you'll work it out somehow.
What's your name?
Kenneth,
what has helped you overcome dark periods in your life?
well, good question. I think what has helped me to overcome dark period in my 60s now. So obviously, I've experienced lots of dark times in life. First and foremost would be my belief in God, who I believe is my creator, my maker. He's one who supplies all my needs. He's one who helps me. So in dark times, I can go to God and speak with him and pray and just ask him questions as to what's going on, what's happening, and ask for his help, his support to help me that will take me through any dark periods of my life.
So in today's society, people have gone away from religion and from the church. What advice would you give in general to people to come back to religion, or why they should even come back to religion?
I think that there's a perception that more people leaving the church than coming in. I don't think that is right. I think more people is coming in the church than actually going the other way. However, for those who have left the church, whose faith have waned, my encouragement is for them to look, at the end of the day, look around you, see what's happening, look in the Bible, read the Bible, and just pray to God and ask the Lord to help you, to give you that strength to return to him, because he's a faithful God after all.
Hi, have you got an inspirational story that you want to share with the rest of the world?
So basically, after lockdown, returned to Birmingham, I entered into a new church, so it's fairly new, and an opportunity came for me to do some ministry work in North Macedonia. And I told a few of my friends, were like, who are you going with? Do you know them? Like, I don't really know them well. It was a minister that approached me. I don't really know him well. So I was thinking to myself, is it something that I should take the risk and move forward and do? Or should I be safe? And there were reports in the media of things going wrong. My friends were sending them to me and saying, is this a good decision? Are you going to be okay? But I prayed about it and took the opportunity, moved forward, went to North Macedonia, I made plans, they went as I planned, and yeah, it was a bit of a risk because of the turmoil that was going on in that area at the time. It was a little bit of a risk also because I didn't really know the people very well that I went to, but I made really strong connections, and I hope it inspires other people to take opportunities, take chances, and come out of the comfort zone.
I had an experience where I was trying to decide what I was doing in my life, and I was an elite gymnast, but I knew for me that at some point that would come to an end. It felt like the right decision was to quit gymnastics and move to America for university to be trained in church leadership. And it's led to actually just recognizing that there's a lot more to me than what I thought there was.
And how do you overcome the fear of the unknown?
Taking the time to weigh out the priorities in my life. What do I have more trust in? What has proven in my life so far to be more beneficial and a greater outcome? And I recognize that it's that trust in God, recognizing that He is in the midst of that unknown. And He has carried me through those times, and He's going to do that again.
What's your name?
My name is Luke Edwards.
And how old are you?
I'm 18.
As an 18-year-old, how do you navigate the pressures that you have at this current age? And what advice would you give to others that are at this current age?
Well, I think with a lot of people in daily life, you put way too much pressure on yourself. You've got to take the burden off. If you keep doing that day in, day out, oh no, where am I? I should be further ahead. You'll burn out, and that starts slow.
Yeah.
And eventually, day after day, it's going to compound. And eventually, small habits, it builds up, doesn't it?
So it's all about the small steps. And
All about the small steps.
build up
Don't
to the large.
burn yourself out. Sustainability is consistency.
Tell me about a time when you've overcome feeling lost in life, and how did that happen?
My husband suffered with dementia for many years, and when he eventually died, I felt absolutely lost. But a friend I met, who I used to be at school with, said, "Why don't you come round to our church? You'll find it very friendly."
Yeah.
And I did. It's made a whole lot of difference to my life.
In general, the church is something that people have gone away from in society today. So
Unfortunately, yes, and I don't think they're any the better for it.
yeah,
They're very much the worse for it. But people have to find out these things for themselves. You need to have someone who believes what you believe, shares what you like, and you do things together. That's what makes life bearable.